German podcast. I am your host, Kelvin.
Your co-host, Sasha.
And together we are Sauerkraut Dumpling. Yeah. Yeah, that was our first ever attempt. So, yeah, not bad,
It was so synchron. I'm amazed.
Yeah, it would only get better. So, yeah. As the listeners may or may not have noticed, our name, podcast name, has changed since the last time. So we were formerly known as Attack on German, and now Sauerkraut Dumpling. So this is the reason being is that we had some feedback from our 3.5 listeners, and they said the name was a little misleading. They weren't sure if we were gonna
attack German.
Attack Germany or take over Germany. So yeah, we changed it to something more fitting. I wanted to actually tell you a little funny story since we're kind of apart and we can't really share any presents in person.
Next time, once you're back on our next episode, we can continue. Yeah, but for this time, hit me.
Yeah. So I was on the Chinese train, and I was thinking about our previous episode talking about public transport, and on Chinese trains, it's kind of like the Japanese trains, but not as clean because there are people Chinese people are just maybe dirtier. I don't know, but it's not the cleanest, but it's not bad. It's cleaner than Deutsche Bahn, and you can order food. So at the train stations, at a lot of the big stations, they have a lot of restaurants, right? And they do takeaway, and you can order food at your seat, and they will deliver at the whenever the train. So you have to order food at the next few stations. I think 30 minutes in advance or something at a specific station.
Is it an onboard restaurant, on the train, or do you mean at restaurants?
There is a restaurant on the train, yes, and you can order through an app on your QR code on the seat, and they will deliver it to your seat. But you can also order food that's at a station in your route. So maybe in the next 30 minutes, you'll arrive at a certain station. You can order 30 minutes in advance for that station, and the food will be delivered to your seat.
Wow.
So you don't have to move. Dude, imagine the Deutsche Bahn doing this.
I'm just imagining it. Here, Pizza Hut, I'm sitting in this wagon on this place. They answer, "Are you crazy, man?"
They're like, "Yeah, well, you can pay for it, but we'll just eat your food. Thanks." So yeah, it was a pretty nice experience. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
You use WeChat for this, right?
Yeah, you can also use Alipay. So those are the two big Chinese payment systems, and they're kind of these super apps. So WeChat you can use to pay, you can use it to chat, right? And you have it as a Facebook. It's like a super app. Facebook.
Is it common in China on trains to do it? I just picture. Yeah, I just picture you're in a stop, and then thousands of delivery guys enter the train, and 1 second later they leave the train.
They don't the delivery guys only deliver to the entrance of the train, and then the train people, the conductor and the train stewardesses, they deliver the food. And yeah, it was nice. It's a good experience.
And would you say it's common to order food in a train in this way?
Pretty common. I would say, people that commute a lot, they order almost every day because the trains are so convenient. A lot of people take trains to commute every day, 30-minute, 1 hour commutes, and they'll just order their food.
You know what? When we planned a trip to China this year, I will do it, I think.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
We will do a train ride, and I'm going to do it then.
Yeah, you guys definitely need to experience this part, There are a few things we have to do it. I'll try and write them down so we get to experience it all.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. I thought I'd share with you. What do you got for me, Sasha?
Our typical game. One is true, 3 are wrong.
All right,
Let's
dude.
see if you
I'm
if you
ready.
this time can handle this. And we don't even have a new name. We also have new sounds. So if you're correct, a really sexy voice is
Congratulations.
okay.
Oh, nice.
And if you're wrong, you will hear bother. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. I will now give you the 4 statements, and only one is true. The first statement in Hessen, Bad Soden, Allendorf. It's a place and city. You're only allowed to use blue parasols. Any other color of a parasol can lead to a penalty of $50,000.
Blue parasol?
Parasols. It's a sun umbrella, you know?
Okay. Sorry, I'm not a big sun umbrella guy. But yeah, okay.
So
You can only use blue
you can
ones.
use them, only blue ones. They're really strict there. It's the first statement. Second one, a widow needs to pay for her husband's dead ex-wife.
Dead husband's ex-wife needs to
Dead husband's dead ex-wife.
dead husband's dead ex-wife. They're both dead.
Yeah.
The ex-husband
Exactly.
and the husband's ex-wife.
And she needs to pay for the ex-wife for her living.
But the ex-wife is alive?
No, she's dead.
So the person who's paying is alive, obviously, but she's paying for a dead person.
Yes. That's a
Okay.
statement.
Okay.
And the third one. In Berlin, you can buy the world's biggest and most expensive döner. It weighs 2 kilos and has Wagyu beef, asparagus, and truffle inside. And it needs to be pre-ordered 1 day in advance.
Okay. I mean that's
One hell of a döner.
but it sounds if it exists, it would be in Berlin. I somehow feel it.
Yeah, Berlin is the place for this.
Mm.
And the last one. Germany is in the top 10 of the countries with the highest meat consumption per person in kilo. Yeah.
Yeah, that
So,
ooh, okay. I could see that. But there are
Top 10.
there are also a lot of top 10 is actually not that hard to get into cuz we're kind of rich. So the richer you are, the more meat you can consume. But then Germany also has like this new wave of vegan, vegetarian vegan people.
Nah, it's still the country of sausage, man. It's still
That's true. Schnitzels, sausage,
Yeah.
even though schnitzels aren't, typically German, but yeah.
Yeah. So I repeat, okay?
Mm.
In a little city, Hessen, Bad Soden-Allendorf, you can only use blue parasols. A widow needs to pay for her dead ex-wife. In Berlin, you can buy the world's biggest and most expensive döner. And Germany is in the top 10 of the country with the highest meat consumption per person per kilo.
Per person.
What
per
do
kilo.
you...
Okay, so we're saying 1 is right, yeah? 3 is wrong.
Yep. Yep.
I'm leaning. So the freaking dead wife, dead ex-wife, dead husband.
It's complicated.
I think that's wrong. It's too complicated. The Duna, I feel like is also not true because
Why? Is it too heavy?
it seems too obvious. I don't know. I feel like you threw it in there as a distraction.
It's a trap.
Yeah. And the umbrella thing, I don't know. My heart's kind of leaning towards the wait, what was the last one?
The meat eater.
Yeah. Yeah, the meat thing sounds kind of plausible. We do eat a lot of meat.
Yeah, they do.
All right, I'm going with the meat.
You go for the meat. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
No.
Yeah, again. I got you again.
I've yet to get this segment right, man. I've never
One
won
day
so
you need
far.
to win. One day. Okay, let me tell you what was right. The first sentence with the penalty. for the wrong colored parasol is kind of wrong. So it's not blue, but pastel, sand, and beige. So any other colors than
Okay.
pastel, sand, it was a mean one. It was a mean one. The second one, widow needs to pay for dad's husband, dad's ex-wife, is actually true.
Dude, serious?
Yeah. So this payment is called supply equalization. It's kind of when your ex-wife doing your marriage, your ex-wife wasn't working, and after you broke up, you need to pay her money to prevent her from getting poor. It's kind of
alimony. Yeah, sure.
alimony, yeah, exactly. And when her dead husband's ex-wife died, he could request to be freed of this duty, and that was also the case. But when then her husband died, this duty she inherited, okay,
Oh,
but she didn't inherit the possibility to request a stop of this duty.
serious?
And all in all, yeah, seriously. And so all in all, every month she has to pay 100 something euros, and this money goes to the government.
Dude, what? Dude, this sounds
Yeah.
like a way the government is trying to rip people off.
Yeah. So it happens. This place is in Regensburg in Bavaria.
I know
I
Regensburg.
don't know.
It's actually pretty nice.
I don't know if this. It's nice. I don't know if this is an law which counts for all the states in Germany, but yeah, this is really
And-
a case that happened there.
And so she's just paying the government money. She's not doing anything else.
Exactly.
I,
He
as
does
in-
not get anything for this.
and she can't like not pay. She's like
She's
legally
obligated to pay.
Dude, if I was the government, I'm gonna start like I'm gonna hire hit people like hitmen to take out these like newly divorced, newly remarried people. So the the lady or whoever is still left has to pay more taxes.
So the third one with Berlin, indeed you can buy there the world's most expensive döner, but not the world's biggest and most expensive döner. So the world's expensive döner, I think, was 54 euros, and it's really good. Suppose you can order it in a hotel. I don't have the name.
54
of this
euros for
for one
tuna.
döner.
Dude, come on. It's not worth it.
I mean, if you have too much money, time, and
But a tuna, like, it's not supposed to be 54 euros unless, inflation is that crazy.
yeah, I know. And the last one, this is actually an interesting one because I initially thought we are in the top 10, but seems like, according to a statistic for 2020, we are only in the top 18. So we are on place 18
Really?
with 87 kilos per person. Number one is Hong Kong with 137 kilos. And number two is
Damn, dude.
USA with 124.
That's not a surprise. I mean, Hong
Hong Kong?
Kong is technically, not. It's too small to be like a representative of a country. As in, everyone there is rich. Rich people just eat a lot of shit, a lot of meat. There are like no
Okay.
real broke people there. So
Okay.
yeah, but okay. 18 is a little low. We need to pump up these are like rookie numbers, man. We need to go in.
But the numbers are from 2020. It was the pandemic numbers. So who knows? Maybe now 2024, people think you only live once. Hit me with meat. I don't know. I didn't saw.
It's
latest
funny
numbers.
that you bring up these rankings because I actually did some homework and I will also talk about some rankings in our next segment.
The next segment.
Yes. The topic of the day, Sasha. Do you know what it is?
Doctor visits.
Exactly. We're all about healthcare today, A lot of things after the pandemic, people are more health conscious. I think it's a good time to talk about healthcare and going to the doctors. So, yeah. So, I want to hit you with some statistics, Sasha.
Yeah, hit me.
Okay, so globally, we're
Yeah.
talking about life expectancy. So
I think the best one is in Japan.
You are indeed right. Japan is number one.
That's right.
If you don't include like Hong Kong, which is somehow number one, even though it's again too small to really be a country. It's not. Yeah, it's Japan, I would say.
Yeah.
Do you know what Germany is ranked?
The life expectancy of Germany, I would say top 30.
Ooh, you're very close. It's 31. I'll give it to you.
Ah,
It's 30, which is surprisingly low in my opinion, because I will tell you why. We are ranked 2/3. We're number 3, but we're very close to second when it comes to healthcare expenditure per person per capita.
it's also your diet, right? In China, you eat a lot of vegetables and really lean, and in Germany, our diet is so different.
I mean, diet is one thing, but like, dude, Germany's spending so much money on healthcare. Like, you can guess who number one is, right? On expenditure on
Yeah,
healthcare.
Japan, no?
No, definitely not. It's the U.S. It's so expensive there.
Ah, so okay.
Yeah. So U.S., Switzerland, then Germany. Like the amount of money spent per person on average. Germany is number 3 on the amount of money spent, but we're number 30 when it comes to life expectancy. That's not. I don't know. That's like money not well spent. You know.
So we kind of throw out the money and yet do not live long.
Yeah. Where do we get our our günstig healthcare? Our healthcare is not value for money.
So you're aware of the system in Germany, right? We have public and private health insurance. You're aware of this?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. The thing is, we are the only European country left which has this separation. And I Googled it yesterday. I was wondering, why? Why is it still only us?
Wait,
this thing
serious?
is really historical. Yeah, around Europe, we are the only one left doing this.
Wait, what are they on? The others are all private?
So Netherlands, actually, no, everybody else has one insurance, which counts for everybody.
Just public.
Yeah, just public.
Oh, interesting.
I think so. I didn't research it now.
My
Not
last
yet,
statistic actually is about this. 90% of Germans are publicly insured.
Exactly.
Which
Exactly.
is
9 million private and the rest is public. Yeah.
so.
Fonses.
I mean, we're kind of getting there, or I don't know. Germany's.
It will never change. As long as the baby boomers have something to say, it will not change. And
Well, the baby
what
boomers
are the difference?
are getting old. They're gonna die off soon. With this kind of life expectancy, you never know.
I'm not unhappy being publicly insured, but there are just some things which really piss me off.
Yeah. So maybe to give the audience a little context, right? Public versus private. So public is your statutory. So you need to have insurance in Germany if you live here.
Yeah. Exactly.
You could have it public, which both of us are. You still need to find a public insurance provider. So it's not just like the government's like, here you go. You have to find one and you sign a contract with them.
But to be fair, they're all more or less the same.
Yeah. Because they charge you the same. They might give you a little different benefit
here and there some more
very much the same, right? You can't change too much. But with private, there are a lot more added benefits because they can give you, when you go for surgery, your separate room, or you have a room with just one other person, and then the people taking care of you is maybe might have more experience, right? Like your nurses or the doctors that come in. So you get a lot of these. And on top of that, if you are young, which we are, it is cheaper to go private than it is to have a public insurance, especially if you're young, single, and you have a decent job, that pays maybe above 50-60,000 a year. But
Mhm.
the caveat is you cannot be on private insurance unless you reach a minimum threshold with your income. So you
Mhm.
need to pass this. I think now it's almost 70,000. It was like 60 something when I first moved to Germany. Um, yeah. So once you pass it, you can try and apply for it. But if you do apply for that, it's like, you know, you can't go back.
Yeah.
That's
And the older you are, the more expensive it gets. So you might get retired and spend 60-70% of your retirement for your health insurance. Worst case.
but I've heard that there are ways to go back if your income falls below a certain amount.
Maybe yes. Maybe yes. I don't know
Yeah.
this.
So
I have funny story. It's really feels like a two-class society. When I was at my private at my house dog, okay, in the place where I grew up, he had this waiting room which smells like puke, and you sit there like a pig, really scrambled next to each other. And I was used to it like for years. And one day I came and he said, "So this shit waiting room is overcrowded. You can sit in the private patient's waiting room." Dude, he had a fucking espresso machine there. He had the fucking espresso machine.
in the
I
same
thought, what the
praxis.
fuck? In the same praxis. I did not know that this room existed. Ay.
Dude,
A milk former, espresso machine, water.
I have the same fucking thing, man. I went to so I was at work doing sports once and I got hurt. I
Yeah.
dislocated my shoulder, and then the work people were like, I think the nurse at work said, "Here, I'll write you a note because this is AKA a work accident." So that she wrote me like a doctor's note saying that our company health insurance will cover whatever fees are required, and this is private. So not knowing this, I went to the doctor and I showed them the note, and I was like trying to get an appointment. Right, I'm used to like, hey, let's I'm free in 2-3 weeks. Give me your next available appointment. And then the doctor said, "Are you free now? Because we can take you right away."
You're God for us.
Yeah.
Just come.
you have the money. Come in. We will do anything you want. Espresso. You want a massage? I'll go.
We can also scratch your balls if you like.
Yeah, we'll give you a free testicular cancer test.
What is this?
That's just my balls. I got two.
Another thing is the time you need to get a specialist, right? You just said it. Usually you have something, you go to your house doc, and it takes several months to get an appointment as a specialist, as a public insured person.
Okay.
As private one, just come in. Just come.
The process is generally like this, right? You go to your Hausarzt or your family doctor, and then you tell them you have something, and then you get a Rezept, right?
Exactly.
Überweisung. So basically
Überweisung, it's transfer.
Like a recommendation from your family doctor to a specialist. I think it's like this.
And how dare if you don't have this? If you go there without one, ooh, they're angry at you.
Yeah, if you go there without one,
insured.
or if you go there with like one that's written really really shit, because my family doctor is pretty nice, so I just tell her like, hey, I want to do this checkup. Can you write me this for the specialist? And she'll write it. But sometimes she might not write, I don't know, in like the proper term, because I had some shoulder problems. I was like, I want to get an MRI for my shoulder. Can you write me a Rezept? So she literally just said MRI for shoulder. And then the radiologist was like, but why? And then I was like, I had a surgery. And she's like, but it doesn't say it here. Go and get another one. So, but yeah.
And then get a new appointment. We see us in 3 months.
Basically. Dude, so once I had this skin issue, and the dermatologist for some reason has like the fullest appointment calendar. So had this really acute, like basically an emergency where my skin was like getting rashed up and it was spreading across my body. And I tried to get an appointment with the dermatologist, and they were like, "Well, the next appointment is in 3 months, literally 3 months."
Great.
So I was like, "All
Yeah.
right."
So if you are still alive, come to us and maybe
Yeah.
we help.
So I was like, "Okay, fine, I'll take what I can get." So I applied for it, or I got the appointment, and then I couldn't take it, so I went to the emergency room, and then they were like, "Well, you're alive, and this is not gonna kill you right away." So they just
Right.
they cleaned the wound a bit because it was getting infected, and then yeah, by the time I went to the dermatologist after 3 months, it was gone. Like I already treated it myself, and the doctor was like, "So why are you
What
here?"
What are you doing here?
Yeah, he's like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, "Well, I had a pretty bad thing before, but now it's gone." He's like, "Well, it's gone, right? You're good." So then that was it.
You
And then
good? I'm good. We both are good. So fuck off.
dude, it's ridiculous. And
I, I
yeah.
I have a similar one. So I had this pain in my upper hip, between my leg and my hip. Okay, so I went to my house doc, get a transfer to an orthopedist. Took of course 3 months. I went there, and he turned around my leg a little, and then he said, "You know what? Check if you still have the pain for in 2 weeks, and if you have it, then make a new appointment and come back." So basically, he said, after I waited already 3 months, I should wait another 2 weeks. Maybe it goes magically away, and then I can get a new appointment in 3 months.
If it doesn't go away, come back in 2 more weeks and let's see if it goes away.
But it took me 3 months to get an appointment here. Yes, in 3 months and 2 weeks. My God.
Yeah.
The funny thing, I was in Turkey, same day, diagnosis and therapy to get better. I went to my house doc, said, "Here, this is a diagnosis. These are the pictures. Let's start the therapy." And then he said, "No, we need a German orthopedist who approves this diagnosis before we can do
Oh my
anything."
god, dude. What did you
I needed to wait another 3 months to show this other orthopedist. Here, these are my. This is a diagnosis. These are the pictures.
Dude, that's
Please say yes that it's really the case.
That's ridiculous. I have the same fucking story like in China. Like, you know what the best thing for your health is? To get checkups, right? Don't
Yeah.
don't try and fix the problem when it's there. Try and like prevent it. So I want to go for like checkups. I want to get like a CT scan of my chest. I want to get like ultrasound of my, my organs and stuff. But if you to get that in Germany is super hard.
Yeah.
You have to go to your
Yeah.
Hausarzt, pretend you have pain somewhere, and then like try and like cheat the system a little bit. But in China, I went to the local hospital, and I went in. I got a ticket. I said, "Hey, I want to get a checkup. Scan my body here, here, and here." They're like, "Okay." I did everything in like the span of 2-3 hours, and
Oh.
I ended up paying like 30 euros. Yeah, it's like 30 euros. I got a CT of my chest and head, and then I got an ultrasound of my vital organs. Yeah, that was. Oh, and they tested my blood, like, boom, everything in like 3 hours.
Alone for the blood test, no? You need to wait 1 day and you need to pay over $60 for this big blood picture here.
Yeah, and to get a CT of your whole body, dude, I don't even know how. What do you have to say to your doctor? Like, I have pain everywhere. I have pain in my head, my chest. I'm peeing blood. Can you do something?
Yeah, okay. Here's a transfer ticket. Ask the specialist, and hopefully in 3 months you're still alive, so you can go
And
there.
then, dude, and we're spending the most amount of money out of all the countries out there. Like the ones above us are the U.S. and Switzerland. And Switzerland is spending like on average only $30 more per person.
When you've been to the emergency center, did you had to wait with your dislocated shoulder, or was it quite quick?
No, dude, that was the worst. Like
So you're sitting there in pain and nothing happens. So
the worst
how was it?
is so the ambulance ride also sucks. Like your shoulders out, the guy can't put it back in, and then you're in this ambulance, and it's like, where we live in Heidelberg, the roads are shit, so it's just bumpy, and you're
Yeah.
just praying to God he doesn't hit like a huge pothole or something, right? And then once you get to the hospital, you're waiting because they need to take an X-ray or they need to make sure there's no. I don't know why they do it. I think to make sure there's no bone damage, so they put it back in. They had to get an
Mhm.
X-ray, but they couldn't put the arm back in before the X-ray, so they had to wait for the X-ray. But then the X-ray guy, I had to wait for the X-ray guy to come, and it was just a bunch of waiting. And then, yeah, during that time it was shit. But what was nice is you can tell them that you have a lot of pain, and then they'll give you something nice for the pain. So yeah, I enjoyed that. I had about I had four dislocations, and every time they gave me some kind of morphine. I don't
Yeah.
know what it was, but it was a good day. Yeah.
Funnily is that when I overstretched my elbow, or I thought I broke my elbow, it was on a Tuesday evening. I went to emergency, and I had also to wait 3 hours.
Damn.
On a Tuesday evening. Why is there so much business on a Tuesday evening? However, and I
People are
waited
going
there. I
wild,
was
you know?
on Tuesdays.
Wait, but ladies' nights are on Thursdays. Okay, I don't know
That's right.
what's happening on Tuesdays.
And I was sitting there. I was in pain. I was sweating for
Yeah,
3 hours. And nobody
dude.
came, nobody gave me anything. And I was asked the same questions 3 times until the final guy took an X ray and checked it. And yeah.
Dang, dude.
Uh,
Wait, what happened at the did you dislocate your shoulder?
no, it was my elbow and I overstretched it. It seems like so. I didn't broke it.
But it was kind of
I did
like
not
a
break it.
dislocation.
No, it's just an overstretch. If you overstretch your arm, you can.
But
Uh,
you bent it the other way, right? Like it was like a hyperextension.
exactly. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that ooh. But you
It hurts, but nothing happened. So nothing bad happened. It took me 1 week, and everything was fine again.
okay. Well, I think the moral of the story is if you ever want to go to the doctor right away, just hurt yourself at work and then you'll go there really
Yeah.
fast.
Actually, yeah. Then you're kind of got to them, and everything is fine.
Yeah. When work for a company that has money and then hurt yourself at work. You'll have a really nice time. um,
uh, you as a foreigner, Calvin, because my wife, she's Turkish, and she insists only going to a dog in Turkey. Are you kind of the same? Like, if you have several dog appointments on your list, you wait until you go to China and then do everything there.
no, dude. I'm paying so much money for my insurance. I want to get my money's worth. That's the Chinese in me. Like who was it that said my Krankenversicherung is the all you can eat. So
Yeah.
I take at least one ambulance ride a year back in the day when I kept dislocating my shoulder. Um, yeah, I try and take advantage of it. I mean, it is
Well,
free at the end, right? You pay for it through your salary, but then you don't have to pay any extra. So just go wild, dude.
just imagine you're on a party, there's no taxi or no possibility to go home. What they would do? Just dislocate the shoulder, call an ambulance.
Bang your head on the wall and then call the ambulance. They'll take you for a nice, they'll end your night with a
Ride is a free
little
ride. Yeah.
free drugs and free ride. Sounds nice. But yeah. Do you do any other insurance other than the health one? Because I have dental insurance. I don't know if you have that.
Then you have a separate dental insurance.
Yep. Because
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I like s- security, teeth security. I'm
But it doesn't cover 100%, right? It only covers then 70% or something.
I think it depends on what you're doing. So I had
Mhm.
like a what is it called? A filling, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a filling done and that was completely covered by the my dental insurance. And then for my teeth cleaning, so the professionelle Zahnreinigung, that was
Is
I think they pay up to 80 euros.
is this a German thing, by the way? Because my wife never heard of this before she came here.
You mean like getting your
Also,
teeth cleaned?
yeah, professional teeth cleaning. Is
Well,
this a
I
German
think
thing
it's a
or?
German thing because there's a free version. I mean, normally we just call it getting your teeth cleaned, right? You
Yeah.
go to the or you go for a checkup and you get it cleaned. You get all the plaque out of your teeth and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's another topic whether you need it or not because I think it's
Yeah.
scientifically not that proven that plaque is
Exactly.
bad for you, but it's like chiropractic, like going to the chiropractor. You do it once and then you realize you got to keep doing it, you know?
Mhm.
Feels good. But
So
yeah.
in China, it's not a thing to pay 2 times per year, $100 to get your teeth cleaned professionally.
I think it's more and more the case now. Like it used to be so people didn't do brace like they didn't really have braces when I was growing up. I had braces
Hmm.
even though my teeth are
Hmm.
still kind of fucked. Uh and when I went through that process, I kept getting my teeth cleaned like twice a year. So that was yeah. For me it was really normal. I used to not be scared of teeth cleaning. My doctor was
Hmm.
really good. And then when I came to Germany, all the dentists were really aggressive. Like every time I got my teeth cleaned in Germany, I
Hmm.
would spit out blood, like just pure red. Back in the like when I had it in China, I would never. Then there might be a little bit of blood, but it wasn't like my gums were all fucked up. So
I think it's the same for me, dude. Every time I also spit out blood.
I don't
Not
know
sure
if
if it's
it's
because aggressive
maybe
or it's because of
when
me.
you come to China, we do a teeth cleaning and let's compare.
You know what? Let's do it. Let's do
Yeah,
it. I'm in.
let's go for a train ride. Order takeout on a train ride, and then we go for getting our teeth cleaned. The most traditional Chinese things to do in China. um,
Okay.
yeah,
So, if someone is moving in here, so what would you recommend, public or private health insurance?
I would say if you plan on being here for a long time and you want to have kids and a family, stay with public because the price really doesn't change. It's like a percentage of your income, and
Hmm.
if you have a family, if you have kids, it's covered, so you don't have to pay extra. But if you're
Automatically covered, yeah.
yeah, but if you're private, that price will dramatically go up when you get married, when you have kids, so they take into account all this stuff. But if
Yeah,
you're
I agree.
single and you're in Germany and you earn enough to meet the private insurance threshold, I'd say go private because it's cheaper. You get better, treatment like we said, and yeah, save some money, everyone wants money, right? Money's not bad.
I partly agree. So I would also say in the first scenario, go public and private. Yeah, if you are falling into this group, Kevin, you just described, you can go for private, but I would certainly also recommend to change to public at a certain time.
But it's hard to change back, right?
It's hard to change, but I certainly would recommend it. Otherwise, you stick to this private insurance, which gets more and more and more expensive.
Yeah. Just if you ever if you're on private and you want to go back, just be unemployed for a while, I guess.
Mhm.
You will come back. Yeah. Just be shit at your job and then you can come back to public.
And first, it doesn't matter what you have. First, go to a home doc. It really doesn't matter what you have. Go to a home doc, get this transfer ticket, and then you can go to a specialist.
I would.
Don't go directly to a specialist.
Yeah, and I think it does help having a good like family doctor, your house host. So I switched recently, well, maybe a year ago, to a Chinese family doctor. So Dr. Wong in Heidelberg. If someone is looking for one in Heidelberg, go to her. She's super chill. She speaks Chinese. You know, Chinese people have different needs. So I tell her about my different, Chinese medicine theories, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you can maybe try it doing this and that." And she's pretty relaxed with giving recepts. So I'll just
Okay.
tell her like, "Hey, I'm sick." She's like, "All right, I'll write you a note," and then I don't even have to
Enjoy.
Be there. Yeah, she's just
Enjoy the rest of the week at home.
she's pretty chill like that. Yeah. And recently I started doing chiropractor, like going to the chiropractor. Thanks for the recommendation, Sasha. Um, that felt really nice, but you have to pay for that yourself. So Dr. Kruger in Heidelberg, if anyone is interested, go to him. He's the best. He is the goat. Yeah. But
No, I also agree.
if you're on private insurance, sometimes you can't get these as deductibles. So you can get reimbursements for chiropractor or like acupuncture or some other homeopathic medicine. So that's something else to keep in mind when you do
Mhm.
when you choose your insurance.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, healthcare in Germany is not bad. You pay for it, they take the money out of your monthly salary, and then it's basically a buffet.
But you need patience.
It's a
You
buffet
need patience.
with a long line. You have to wait in line for that buffet, but it's a buffet. Yeah, I guess that's it, eh? You can find us on socials now. We've changed all our names around. So it's Sauerkraut Dumpling Pod on Instagram, Sauerkraut Dumpling Pod on Facebook. And for email, it's sauerkrautdumpling@gmail.com. But you should reach us on Instagram. I think we're most active there, Instagram and Facebook. So.
And we're also interested in your doctor stories. So maybe you can write us.
Yeah, shoot us a DM.
Doctor story you experienced.
Or write us in the comments. Yeah. And maybe we'll talk about it next time. Yeah. And with that, I would say let's end it and stay German, guys.
German, see you.